Hi friends, how you doing? Good day, welcome. All right, let's talk about sponsors. Go to displate.com/UFD Tech. Enter UFD as a coupon code to save 15% off the best metal prints in the game. Look at them, so light. All of the metal edges are curved in so you can't cut yourself. They mount via magnets, they're swappable, they're amazing. Check them out. Also, they're running a July 4th sale this weekend. So if you want to enter the coupon code July 4, you can get 20% off 1 to 2 displays or 25% off 3 or more. It's like, if you buy 4, that's 100% off of 1. It's genius. Just buy 4. Use the coupon code. Use our link, but down below so that we get the credit. But I'm gonna take credit for nothing else, and let's start with hot news, especially for the fact that Apple finally is giving up on their biggest atrocity in quite some time. Like, at least with things like Bendgate or AntennaGate or any other issue Apple has ever had, they fixed it for the most part on the next generation. Antenna problems, not really as big of a deal as they were on the iPhone 4. Bending, not really as big of a deal as they were on the iPhone 6. But gosh dang it, they went for 3 straight generations with the worst keyboard design known to man, and now they are finally giving up. They are finally caving. Maybe this was Jony Ive's thing and they couldn't get rid of it until he left the company, but freaking finally they're removing the thing that has sucked so much about their latest MacBooks. Besides the performance, it is the butterfly keyboards. They're finally going back to a scissor type keyboard on the next generation, which is just kind of how, you know, you get longer travel distance. It's not, you can't have it be as slim, but nobody wanted slim laptops like this anyways, Apple. You freaking were just, you were upsetting everybody. You were having worse repair rates, and you created a firestorm for yourself that you refused to fix after 3 years, 3 generations. Come on. But now it's better, hopefully. At least that's according to rumors out there. There's been some reports that they're going with scissor switches, which would make sense. Would make sense in the next generation MacBook Air, MacBook Pro. But no guarantees. Apple can obviously pull an oopsie doopsie and just be like, we have leftover butterfly keys. We're just still gonna put them in here. Screw you guys. All right, you wanna repair it? Well, guess what? It's out of warranty, so you have to pay out of pocket. Oh yeah, Apple tax, genius. Or you could just get like an iFixit ProTech toolkit or an Essentials electronic kit, iFixit.com/UFDTech. And you know, actually just repair things yourself and not having to depend on other people. But let's talk about a little bit more Apple news, which is apparently we got word how the cheese grater design has come to be, and this is because one of the designers at Apple has a hobby of just drilling holes in things and creating different concepts of holes in products, and that's it. And apparently they were having a meeting, and Jony Ive said to the guy, hey, go get your pile of things that you cut out. Apparently it's from a coaster, a cheese grater coaster. It's still a technically pretty cool design. Everything's a circle, but it's not really a circle because of the way it intersects in 3D space. But yeah, still can't have cheese. It's like they hate the French or something. You know what else people hate? Losing money, which apparently is what Samsung is having happen to them. They are reporting that maybe you shouldn't expect the greatest profit results from this quarter. It looks like they're going to be dropping 56% from year over year. So 2018 to 2019 in Q2, it looks like they're going to be down quite a bit when it comes to profits, which isn't very good. And then they also have another controversy on their hand, which is the Australian watchdog group is suing them for their advertisement showing that their phones can be used underwater. Except even though they are IP68 rated and they can be submerged in water, that is only fresh water, and their advertisements show people surfing with them and being in swimming pools, both of which are not recommended for IP68 ratings. So Samsung is advertising their phones in situations that their phones aren't rated for, saying that you can do these things, but you can't really because there's fine print on this thing, and the Australian watchdog group is saying, come on guys, really? Please. But let's go from the water to the North water, space. So LightSail 2. The sky's blue, it's the North water. North is up in this scenario. LightSail 2, which is a solar sail spacecraft that was launched from SpaceX last month, has finally started sending its communication back to home base. So it's looks like everything's still working on the spacecraft, everything's going well, and we might have some more solar sail space racing going on.
Now this is pod racing.
And then in a lawsuit that could potentially change the face of retail on the internet. There was an appeals court that overturned a decision saying Amazon wasn't responsible for a third-party seller who sold a dog leash that ended up blinding a person because of how it whiplashed back on her. They overturned it and said that Amazon would be directly responsible for this. Obviously, that is quite a big deal because third-party vendors selling on their platform is a huge part of what makes Amazon's money. 160 billion versus 116 billion in first-party sales, and them being responsible for what's on that site would obviously drastically reduce the amount of sales that could take place on there and affect their bottom line quite heavily. We'll have to see if there's any development in this lawsuit. And then let's talk about products that are releasing soon. It appears that ASRock has officially launched their X570 motherboards right ahead of the July 7th actual launch date. I'm not sure what this looks like because we have an NDA from ASRock saying that they don't launch until the 7th, so I'm confused about how they technically launched, but they said that I could show it off. I mean, we have an X570 Tai-Chi with no Ryzen 3000 chip to test it on, so thanks, AMD. But apparently the ASRock boards have launched. And then the X570 Crosshair 8 formula has appeared on Amazon UK with a pricing of 675 euros, pounds, that's a pound sign. That's a lot of money, that's a lot of dough, but this is the ultimate one where you can water cool the VRM. So I'm okay with this price. That's not necessarily that egregious, even though it really hurts my wallet. And then, biggest leak of the day, a website known as Benchmark. A Polish website known as Benchmark has accidentally published their 5700 and 5700 XT reviews several days ahead of embargo, and what we find is that, oh crap, Navi sucks. Because while the 5700 XT is a little bit worse than the 2070 Super and the 5700 is a little bit better than the 2060 Super, in most games, there are some games where they both suck, and the 5700 is actually competing with the 1660 Ti in games such as Wolfenstein, which used to be an AMD heavy title because of the way they developed the API. Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, the RX 5700 is in between a 1660 Ti and a 1070 Ti, and the 5700 XT is worse than the Vega 64. Which is okay considering the pricing, I guess. But yeah, the results really aren't that inspiring, especially in things like Time Spy, where they both lose to the 2060 Super, and kinda like the 5700 is just barely better than a Vega 64. Navi architecture not looking hot out of the gates. Obviously, this could be because of drivers, and it could get better as time goes on, but Navi not really being that strong for the pricing in the current market. $450 for 5700 XT compared to $500 for the 2070 Super. They actually both just make sense. It's whether you want to spend $450 or you want to spend $500. The $300 and what is it, $80 for the 5700 doesn't make any sense when you can just get the 2060 Super for $10 more, $20 more. Just get the 2060 Super. Or just get a used Vega 64. And then Last of Us 2, there has been some rumors there indicating that we should be getting a release date in February of 2020, even though there has been no indication from Sony on that, and we have other big releases coming early next year, like Final Fantasy VII and Cyberpunk both have release dates. Why wouldn't we have a Last of Us 2 release date at this point? I don't know.
How is it that you're never scared?
Who says that I'm not?
And then, in case you're wondering when you're going to get Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC, there is no timeline yet, but there has been some indication in the source code material of Rockstar's social club showing that there is a Red Dead Redemption 2 PC accomplishments section in the source code. So it could be soon, could be never. It's just there. And then, in case you like free games, Epic Games Store, I know groans from the audience. Yes, Overcooked is free right now, in case you want to play that teen game. And then, Microsoft. Apparently, there's a rumor out there that while they might have kiboshed Project Lockhart for right now, there should be a streaming version of Project Scarlet coming out, so a lower and cheaper no-disc version of Project Scarlet might be released with the full-fledged console. And then quickly, let's get into some phones. Galaxy Note 10 is apparently supposed to have a time of flight sensor to help with depth mapping and motion sensing and kind of creating a better experience for tracking stuff with the front-facing camera. And then the Asus ROG Phone 2 has been confirmed by Asus to have a 120 Hz display. Good on you for finally catching up to other people. Asus, proud of you. Anyways, that's the end of Hot News. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Check out Displate at displate.com/UFDTechOfficial. July 4 for the coupon code right now for the weekend. You buy 4, you technically get 1 free because it's 25% off. That's how math works. I'm good at math. Get subscribed to Hot News. Love you guys. See you later.